What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Affiliates. Welcome back to another entry into my Let's Talk Music series, where I give my overall thoughts and opinions about some of the latest albums, mixtapes, EPs, projects, anything and everything in between to have come out over the last few weeks. As always, if you like any of the gear that I rock in these videos, like this, you can also head over to the official site and grab some for yourself. And if you are enjoying these videos, please smash that like and subscribe button for me, as that helps us out greatly. But let's get right into it. I did it. I finally did it. I finally gave Griselda a good listen over, because people have been telling me over and over again that they are, the new group in rap that I definitely need to check out. And while yes, it is absolutely true that they wear their 90s, kind of grimy New York inspirations on their sleeve and wholeheartedly embrace that aesthetic to its fullest, I will say that they do it more than enough to kind of differentiate themselves from just being a strictly revivalist act, while they can still kind of add their own stamp and style to that certain, tried and true era of hip hop. The beats are grimy and dark and kind of that classic New York style hip hop that, people always kind of talk about as like golden era. And on top of all that, their lyricism truly is top tier, especially if you are looking for that kind of more street, rugged style of rap. And they are distinct enough from each other to really stand out and deliver something on their own. Yes, to me, Westside Gunn is probably the weakest link out of it, but even he has his bright moments. But Benny the Butcher and Conway deliver on almost each and every verse that they lay here. And while this is an album, it definitely feels like an old school style street sort of mixtape versus anything else. And it kind of feels like a teaser of things that are to come. And while I am excited to see where they go, I still am a bit hesitant, as to just how far this aesthetic can carry in this day and age. The thing that really differentiated and set himself apart from other rappers and artists that kind of operate in that same sort of southern trap lane, because there are quite a bit of them, especially in his hometown of Memphis, where, they have a bit of a resurgence in the hip hop scene, and they all kind of share a similar style and approach to their music. There's definitely kind of that Memphis rap sound. And while he does kind of, fit and attribute much of his style to that style, he was able to really set himself apart, like I said earlier, thanks in large part to not only some fantastic production, but some fantastic, storytelling and, authenticity to a lot of things that he was saying. And while this one continues with that sort of high quality production, as there are a number of absolute bangers here, content wise, he doesn't quite live up to or deliver on the same level as his previous project did. He falls a bit too much back on those kind of cliches that plague this style of rap. Fun and full of absolutely trunk rattling bangers, but ultimately feels a bit hollow and disconnected, especially when compared to Forever Heartless. Good project, fun project, but nothing that I think will stick or have that kind of lasting appeal that Forever Heartless did. Trying to follow up such a, beloved and iconic type project album such as Purple Haze with a direct sequel never really seems to work out for a lot of artists, a la Jay-Z, a la Eminem. But much like those follow-ups, this one here is more than passable. It's not great, but it is good enough to kind of give you a little bit of that feel from when you first heard Purple Haze. And I think the biggest surprise about this project in general and about Cameron's style in general is just how much it holds up in today's day and age. While I don't think it will do much to move the needle or change people's opinions about him or his music for better or worse, it's kind of more of the same and more of what you expect from him. I do think it will kind of be a good reminder just about how unique and special he was at the time, and still how unique he is in hip hop today. It definitely feels like she wanted to give us a full-on concept album about love and about romance and all the intricacies that come in between that. But I think she really found herself struggling here between, giving us that more insular, concise style of music that would come with a conceptual album and still appealing to a broader base. And she never really satisfies either side. There are bright spots. There are some definite bright spots, and there are moments where she does manage to kind of deliver on both, but they are few and far in between. And while she does give us some moments, similar to her first project where she really, integrates her more Latin side to her pop, which I would actually like to see her do more of and kind of take that even to a deeper level. It feels a bit more like a retread than anything else. And when she does kind of slow things down, it does really feel like that is when the album is at its best, but everything else feels a bit overproduced and a little bit like too much studio input and too much chasing, commercial success. I think if she would have trusted more in her just purely musicianship and artistry, I think it would have came out as a much better, more complete project than what we got here, which is still a good project, just not as good as the first one. I guess the logical next step, if you were an artist that blew up as big as Travis Scott, is to start your own label and to try to launch your own artist, which is understandable. But with this project, if you were to take away the Haze in the Room remix, which, let's face it, is far worse than the original, and the intro, that leaves us with 5 songs. I guess this was supposed to be some sort of showcase for what his artists are capable of and what they can bring to, the game and kind of introduce them to everybody. But quite frankly, I don't think he even did enough to really show them off, because even on most of the songs that he does have here, they have some sort of big name feature that is ultimately going to overshadow anything anybody else is doing on the song. And not only that, the songs themselves feel like absolute leftovers and B-sides from Astroworld. Basically what I'm saying is we could have done without this completely. Well, they beat my odds, because if you were to tell me that they would still be around in 2019 and still putting out projects, I would have called you an absolute liar. Because let's face it, they have not really done anything interesting outside of their smash hit Closer, which came out with I don't even know how many years ago. It's all generic, meaningless, hollow EDM/pop music, and it's exactly what I expected, because it's exactly what we've always gotten from them. But what do you guys think about my thoughts on these projects? What do you guys think about these projects yourselves? Are there any projects or albums that I didn't talk about or haven't talked about that you would like me to talk about? And are there any projects coming out in the future that you also would like me to talk about? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're liking these videos, please smash that like and subscribe and share, as that helps us out greatly. I will be back shortly with more Let's Talk Music. Until then, stay up. I will catch you guys soon. Keep living life fearless. Peace.